This podcast is a member of the Place to Be Nation family. Visit us at placetobenation.com, the only place to be in your pop culture world.
This is It Was a Thing on TV.
Spoiler number one is Dr. Lee Franz. It stinks.
What is going on? What is going on?
Episode 85. Submission number 667. The 1980 Collegiate Cheerleading Championship. The 1980 Collegiate Cheerleading Championship aired on CBS on May 8th, 1980.
Hold on. Chica, what network did you say it was on?
It was on CBS.
And you gotta hold your eyelids like Brent did. Or as the
Kevin Nealon.
Kevin Nealon as Brent Musburger.
Oh, that's not racist at all.
Welcome to the third annual National Collegiate Cheerleading Championships. Featuring the 5 finalist NCAA cheerleading teams. From Lexington, Kentucky, in blue and white, the cheerleaders of the University of Kentucky Wildcats. From Columbus, Ohio, in scarlet and gray, the cheerleading squad of the Ohio State Buckeyes. From Memphis, Tennessee, in blue, gray, and white, the cheerleaders of the Memphis State University Tigers. From Gainesville, Florida, in orange and blue, the cheerleading squad of the Fighting Gators of the University of Florida. From Terre Haute, Indiana, in blue and white, the cheerleading squad of the Sycamores from Indiana State. Starring Lee Majors and Jane Kennedy, with special guest stars Catherine Bach, Gallagher, Casey and the Sunshine Band with Terry DeSario, Barbara Mandrell, and guest appearances by Wilt Chamberlain, Irvin Magic Johnson, Sugar Ray Leonard, and Willie Shoemaker.
Fun fact, did you know 1978 was the year that cheerleading became an NCAA sport?
What?
Or at least one that had a championship?
Yeah, because it's like, I don't think... Is it even an NCAA sanctioned sport?
I believe it is.
Oh, I'm sure it is because ESPN shows cheerleading championships all the time.
Okay.
I would guess it is sanctioned in some capacity, especially if they have like obviously the term NCAA attached to it.
Okay.
Oh yes.
But this is the third one. And why the third one? Because we found this on YouTube like back in December. And we were like, yeah, this one's going on the list.
And it's apropos because we are knee deep in back to school.
Yeah, at least in certain areas.
Well, most areas. It's all you're either virtual teaching or virtual learning or otherwise, but you're in back to school territory now.
Yeah.
Oh, you're very much so. I just finished my first week back.
I also just finished my first week back.
I don't know what you guys are talking about because here in New York State, school doesn't start until after Labor Day. So August schooling don't mean nothing to me. I've never heard of that.
Well, also, let's remember that you're the one of the three of us that's not in education in some capacity.
Yes.
Even though my mom is a school board member.
Hi, Greg's mom.
She's never going to listen to this podcast, and thank God.
In 1978, the UCA, the collegiate cheerleading governing body, established a cheerleading championships. CBS, in their genius, decided we're going to broadcast this in 1978.
Yeah.
So 1978 became the first annual collegiate cheerleading championships. And so, fast forward a couple of years, and you have the third annual collegiate cheerleading championships, which are on YouTube.
Yes. And this is a star-studded event. Sadly, only the first half hour is on YouTube. But you know what? You get the gist of it. You get the whole thing. You get the whole idea of how this goes. So,
Yeah.
And we're not really here for the cheerleading.
no.
Well, we might be because we're sort of in a jiggle factor phase this week. You'll find
it
that
is
out.
the
but-
late 80s. It is late 70s, early 80s.
Yes.
Yeah, but not to spoil too much, but we're going to revisit the jiggle factor in the next episode.
Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Good heavens, are we ever?
Oh.
But aside from the schools who are competing, like you said, Greg, this is a star-studded event.
Oh, yes. And who do we got hosting this star-studded event?
We have the $6 million man himself, Lee Majors, and
Yes.
Jane Kennedy.
Yeah, Jane Kennedy, because she would still be on the NFL Today at this time, wasn't she?
Yeah.
Yes, she would.
Wycliffe in the house!
Yeah.
She's from Wycliffe, Ohio, where I live.
Yeah. Yay.
Yay, Cleveland.
Yeah, because Jane Kennedy was in between Phyllis George stints on the NFL Today.
Yeah. But we're not done with all the star power. We're talking about big name celebrities here. All right, your guest stars: Catherine Bach, Gallagher, Casey and the Sunshine Band with Terry DeSario.
Who?
Terry DeSario.
Who?
We're here for Casey and the Sunshine Band. It's the end of the disco era.
Yeah, we're here for Casey and the Sunshine Band, baby. We want to hear Get Down tonight.
Barbara Mandrell,
Yeah.
Wilt Chamberlain, Magic Johnson, Sugar Ray Leonard, Willie Shoemaker.
Yes. As you hear Chica watching it in the background. Yeah.
This is actually the first time I'm actually getting to watch it, so yeah.
Yeah, this is just a star-studded event. And who do we got as the teams in this event? Who's competing in this event?
We have the University of Kentucky Wildcats.
Yeah.
The Ohio State Buckeyes. Oh, sorry, the Fighting Buckeyes of the Ohio State University.
Yeah, it's not.
You know you can go straight to hell for saying that.
Yeah, I could go to hell for not saying it too. So
but consider who's in the room.
oh, true.
The Ohio guy. But hey,
The Ohio guy who hates the Buckeyes.
yeah,
Okay.
you're the rare Ohio guy that hates the Buckeyes.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we have that. We also have the Florida Gators
Chomp.
and the University of Memphis Wildcats.
Memphis State.
The
Back
Memphis
when they
State
were
Wildcats.
back,
They were the
back when they
Mem-
were Memphis State.
The Tigers, actually. Memphis
The
State
Tigers. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And I got everybody has a Wildcat or a Tiger.
Yeah.
Just ask anybody from Clemson. And
oh, hold on. You got the Trojans of USC.
well, they're doing yes we do. And we also have the Indiana State Sycamores.
Now, remember, guys, 1980. What would have happened the year before?
Some hick from French Lick.
By some guy named Bird took them to the national championship final that year in '79.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then the rest is history.
Oh,
It's like you don't need to know anything else about Indiana State. Hell, you don't need to know anything about Indiana State because, well,
there are only two people that came from Indiana State, Larry Bird and Vince Russo, and I think everyone knows Larry Bird is more prestigious than that loser Vince Russo, bro.
Greg's not bitter at all.
Oh, yeah. I'm not bitter that Vince Russo wrote some of the worst wrestling television of all time.
So we begin this with the introduction and the routine from the Ohio State Buckeyes.
Or just Ohio State Buckeyes. They weren't pretentious assholes back then.
They weren't?
Wait, there was a time they weren't? This was the time when Woody Hayes was punching a guy on the sidelines, Mike.
Right, but also at the same time, they didn't demand to be called the Ohio State University. They were just OSU, Ohio State, not the Ohio State.
Again, we could go to hell for saying it. We could go to hell for not saying it. We're basically hedging our bets at this point.
Yeah.
And again, the routine and the wardrobe and everything is very disco-rific.
Yeah, we're only 5 months into the 80s, folks.
Yeah, disco didn't die yet. We haven't had Disco Demolition Night.
Yeah, we did. We had it the year
before. Disco Demolition Night was a long time before then.
That was a future entry, by the way.
That is because the whole broadcast is on YouTube. So yeah, we're gonna cover it.
Now, disco didn't die for maybe about another 3 months. Literally, it didn't make 1981.
Yeah, because even though Studio 54 existed until 85.
Yeah.
Because I know for sure, one of Paul Heyman's first wrestling shows he ever promoted was at Studio 54 in 84 or 85. True story.
Yeah. And I know our good friend Gordon Pepper wouldn't stop talking about how Studio 54 was a thing in the 80s. I'm just going to make one of many spoilers on this. Everything is going to have a disco flavor to it.
Oh, yeah. Everything's going to be disco and all over the place.
Yeah. And the judges are scoring on what I'm guessing is performance, creativity, originality, presentation, all that whole world of dance crap they got going on.
Oh, yeah.
Only we don't get to hear any of them, and none of them look like Derek Huff or Jennifer Lopez. So. But hey, let's talk about some commercials.
Oh, yeah, let's talk about the commercials and the break after the Ohio State Buckeye cheerleaders.
Yep, first was the Have a Coke and a Smile.
Oh, yeah.
I want to have a Coke and a Smile. And the second one, remember Kodak in the 80s? Kodak was really big in the 80s because, let's think about it. Kodak would be 100 years old in 1980, and they just rode that wave all through the decade. Of course, Bill Cosby, back when we didn't know what we know now about Bill Cosby, he was helping that wave along, wasn't he?
Kodak film. Ha 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 ha.
And then you have James Whitmore. He's mixing Tender Chunks dinner, the wet stuff, with the Tender Chunks dry stuff. Nobody thought of doing this before James Whitmore. This is crazy.
You rebel.
No.
And then there's future entry, the Tim Conway Show.
Oh, not only the Tim Conway Show, but we have a clip in the commercial of him dancing with the Village People. Because that's what we wanted to see, baby, in 1980. Tim Conway with the Village People.
Oh, yeah.
This would be around the time when the Village People had Can't Stop the Music.
Oh, God, that was a horrible movie.
Yeah, but it gave us the first appearance of Steve Guttenberg, baby.
True. And an appearance of Shields without Yarnell, I think. No, Yarnell without Shields.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's get back into Lee Majors introducing. Who is Lee Major introducing?
He's introducing Jade. Because Jane's doing a dance number.
Yep. Yeah. Besides being one of CBS's great sportscasters, Jade Kennedy is also a former cheerleader.
Yeah.
And an accomplished dancer.
Yeah, she's multi-talented.
She is what we call a multi-hyphenate.
Yeah. And that's why she's the pride of what town is it, Mike?
Wycliffe, Ohio.
Yeah, Wycliffe,
You mean
Ohio.
Mike isn't the pride of Wycliffe, Ohio?
Now, I've only been here 11 years. She goes a lot further back than me.
Yeah.
And she's not just dancing. She's singing, I think.
She's singing.
She's either singing or doing one hell of a lip sync job.
Yeah. Oh my God. This is like impressive. Like one guy's picking up a girl like it's the end of Dirty Dancing.
Oh, they're doing the move.
They're doing the move, baby.
Patrick Swayze stole the move off of this thing.
Yeah, we found out where they got that move in Dirty Dancing. It was from the 1980 Collegiate Cheerleading Championship number with Jane Kennedy.
And it was brilliant.
Yes. Oh, but now, guys, we get into maybe one of the best parts of the 30 minutes it's on YouTube.
What's that?
So Lee Majors has a poster of maybe like one of the most beautiful women in the world back in 1980, Miss Catherine Bach.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
that is
speaking of the jiggle factor we talked about earlier.
Oh yes.
Daisy Duke herself.
Oh yes.
And you know who else likes Catherine Bach? Magic Johnson.
Hold up. You mean Irvin Magic Johnson, or as he says, you could call me Irvin, or you could call me Magic, or you could call me Irvin Magic.
What Irvin Magic? Yeah, I see what you did there.
Yeah.
Irvin Magic Johnson, one half of Spy Slam and Jamma. Hello.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, guys. Magic Johnson is coming off he's on top of the world right now because the year before, of course, we talked about Larry Bird.
Mm-hmm.
Magic beat Larry Bird in the championship final in '79 in the NCAA. And then he becomes the number one draft pick of the Lakers. Now, as we said, May 8th, 1980. So around this time, the Lakers are probably in the Western Conference final on their way to the NBA Finals against the Sixers.
Oh, very certainly. Chico, you said he was part of Phi Slamma Jamma?
Yeah.
No, he wasn't.
That's Houston.
Oh,
That's
my
Houston.
bad.
That's Clyde Drexler and
I am so sorry, but hey.
And Hakeem.
And Akeem, yeah.
Oh, my bad. Sorry.
So now, here we go. So Magic is going to use his magic to make the Catherine Bach poster come alive.
Please come alive, poster.
And sure enough, his magic trick works, and Catherine Bach comes alive. And oh my God. Oh.
Yeah, there's nothing sexually suggestive about that.
It's the early 80s, dude. Oh, by the way, Catherine Bach, also the pride of Cleveland, Ohio.
Not this part of Cleveland.
No.
She is one of your fellow statesmen.
She's a Buckeye?
Yeah, she's your fellow Buckeye in the Buckeye state.
Well, I don't know if she was a cheerleader, but I did know she went to UCLA before she dropped out.
Yeah. But
boy, that's why you shouldn't drop out of college. You won't have a career.
Here we go. Here we go, guys. Here we go, guys. The best part, as I teased last week. Who does Catherine Bach meet?
Wilt Chamberlain.
Oh, yes. So, guys, I got a question.
Uh-huh.
Do you think Catherine Bach was one of the 20,000 women that Wilt Chamberlain slept with?
Catherine Bach's way too classy for that.
I just wonder if there's maybe about a dozen cheerleaders who were in that 20,000.
Yeah. Yeah. I would guarantee you that maybe at least 15. At least 15.
Yeah.
Also, we should add, while Catherine Bach and Wilt Chamberlain are talking, they're at some sort of carnival display, sort of like a midway type of game, a basketball game, of course, because it's Wilt Chamberlain.
Yeah.
And what happens? Wilt misses this shot.
Oh.
And what happens after that? Catherine nails it.
Yep.
And then Wilt nails her. No, well, maybe. You never know.
Go to your room, Mike.
I regret nothing.
Well, Day, do you regret letting Kentucky on the field? Because they are next with their routine.
Yeah, the Kentucky Wildcats.
And Kentucky Wildcats and North Carolina Tar Heels have one rule in common.
What's that?
Duke sucks.
I think we can all agree on that. Oh,
Yes.
hi, Gordon.
Excuse me. You do know my sister-in-law is an alum from there.
She's not going to hear this.
She's not going to hear this.
Oh, she's not, but I just thought I'd point that out as a disclaimer.
Point taken. Duke still sucks. Anyway!
I could say a number of things about your college, but I'm just going to remain quiet.
Hey, good thing my university has zero relevance.
Oh,
that we know of!
And it's a good thing that my university doesn't exist anymore.
No, there is some relevance. Norris Cole, first-round draft pick of the Miami Heat back in 2011.
And two-time NBA champion.
Oh, yes. With LeBron James! Anyway, interestingly enough, this routine is straight cheerleading. There's nothing sexy about it.
No, there's nothing.
There's nothing fancy, nothing sexy. It's all fundamentals, baby. All fundamentals.
Pure classy cheerleading, baby.
I'm going to add, they do some little routine with their Wildcat mascot, where the top of the, I don't want to call it necessarily a pyramid, it's more like a triangle than a pyramid, is like 3 people high. So, I mean, the girl must be like 15 feet up there, at least. Yeah. And they're doing some sort of dance where they're going back and forth. That takes talent. That's very good.
That takes finesse.
That's not straight up cheerleading. That takes.
Oh, they're saving their big guns for last. It looks like.
Oh, definitely.
That is artistry right there. I mean, there's the discorific moves. There it is. And we're still waiting. Wait, what? He's gonna do something with the basketball. What's he gonna do with the basketball? Who knows? He's going to spin the basketball and flip off the tightrope. Basically, it's all very coordinated.
Oh yes, the amount of coordination involved in this, just from experience, not necessarily personal experience, but the school I taught at the last 6 years, we have won national championships for high school cheerleading. And the amount of precision and accuracy and detail that goes into that is absolutely amazing.
Nice.
We should also add that at one point, one of the cheerleaders was juggling oranges.
Oh, yeah, because oranges were like big in style in 1980.
Yeah, yep. Anita Bryant, thank you for nothing.
Yeah, for more about Anita Bryant, listen to the Omnibus episode where Ken Jennings and John Roderick talked for an hour about her.
And they said they couldn't do it.
No.
Yeah, the less said about her, the better.
Yeah.
But then after that routine, hey, we get more commercials.
Yay. Oh, more Coke.
More Coke, but at a graduation ceremony.
Oh.
How appropriate, given this is the college cheerleading championship. Oh, and hey, what's after that? Even more cheerleader type of stuff. Starts off with a marching band with, that looks like me in the marching band going the wrong direction.
We got a guy. We got a guy weightlifting. We have a girl performing magic with a bunny.
And the bunny snuck out. So in this commercial, we haven't even talked about what it's about yet. The weightlifter, I knew I recognized the face. It's Bill Kazmaier.
Yes!
Bill Kazmaier! That's Bill Kazmaier
former WCW wrestler Bill Kazmaier.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, who we'll talk about in future installment, WCW under Jim Herd. Spoiler, Jim Herd was a pizza guy, and we'll be talking a lot about Pizza Hut in that episode.
And he was in commercials for Bell System at the time.
Which is what this ad is for, the Bell System.
Yeah, this is all about, reach out and touch someone. After all these little mistakes, what happens? They get somebody gives these people a phone. The magician who lost her bunny got a phone to talk to somebody about it. Bill Kazmaier probably calling up urgent care saying, crap, I pulled a muscle in my shoulder again. Help me out, Doc.
Yeah, Ted Turner's going to give me a lot of money in 10 years.
Yep. And then you have a commercial hawking Anacin. Y'all remember Anacin?
Nope.
I
know.
remember Anacin.
As more of the ingredient that doctors trust most to treat pain, I think.
Then we get a little bumper with we have a roller coaster.
But yeah. Oh, by the way, this isn't Six Flags, what we're doing here.
Oh.
And of course,
then we get promos for this Friday night lineup. The Incredible Hulk and the Dukes of Hazzard.
And Dallas. And let's be honest, if you were watching CBS on Fridays in 1980, what the hell were you doing with your
Hold up, guys! Hold up, guys! If you look at the Dukes of Hazzard spot, guess who's in the promo wearing a mustache?
Bill Kazmaier? I don't know.
No.
I see him. I don't recognize him.
It's Simon McCorkindale!
That's Simon Oh, shit! That's Simon McCorkindale!
That's Simon McCorkindale with a mustache!
Oh, shit! Simon McCorkindale with a mustache!
That's right.
Oh, no.
So you know what that means, guys.
Uh-oh.
I didn't recognize him with As Falcon.
Hold up.
Oh, no. Greg,
I'm
Greg,
with
what are you
Chico.
doing?
Oh, no.
Greg, what are you doing? Greg, what are you
Number
doing?
we have.
This is not a video podcast, but if it was, you would have seen that Greg just changed his Zoom background to Simon McCorkindale and his Falcon.
Oh, my gosh.
And we've changed ads to Johnny Cash the first 25 years. This is CBS, and now we have local commercials. This is the spot that is reserved for local ad time. For example, we have an ad for the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and a plug for the upcoming 500.
Yeah, well,
the qualification for the upcoming 500.
yeah, because everyone wants to see qualifications.
Well, it's Indiana. It's like a national holiday for them.
It is.
So Terre Haute, Indiana would definitely want to watch the qualifying.
Shout out to WTHI.
Hi, Chris.
Anyway, now we're back in with a creepy still for Coca-Cola. Nope, there it is. We're back in with Jane.
Yeah, and this is probably the part where the segment ends.
Roll. Oh wait, nope. Here's Gallagher with roller skating Gallagher wearing a disco ball on his head.
Yeah, and this is unfortunately where it cuts out.
Oh no!
But we all know what Gallagher would have done. He would have gotten out his steamer trunk of watermelons and used the sledge-o-matic on it.
Oh yes, he would have. Oh my God! It's still a shame we didn't get at least one watermelon smash when he was on Match Game Hollywood Squares with
that was a wasted opportunity.
It was. You couldn't have gotten say Ken Osmond to assist Gallagher to smash the watermelon.
No, you could not.
Ken Osmond. What? No, we're not going to ask Jerry Mathers. We're going to ask Ken Osmond. No, screw that. Barbara Billingsley, come here and help me out.
Oh, God.
Lumpy, come on, help.
Come on, Frank Bank. Hey, Richard Deacon, you're going to die in 6 months. Get over here and help me out with the watermelon.
Oh, God, Mike. Why?
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I spoil that?
How dare you?
That was disturbing.
That was incredibly dark, Mike.
That was very dark.
My God, Mike.
I regret nothing. But it's true. He did die in August of 84. So, yeah, the future telling watermelon would have told him, you better enjoy these last 6 months.
8 months. It was December 83, dude.
Whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
But we should note that this championship was won by the Sycamores of Indiana State, and the Indiana State winning routine is on YouTube if you want to watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually posted by the same person who posted the first half hour of the championships.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although I really would have liked to have seen what Casey and the Sunshine Band was going to perform.
Now, I really wanted to see what Willie Shoemaker was going to do, especially if he was going to stand side by side with either Wilt Chamberlain or Magic Johnson. That would be the long and short of it. I'm going to go to my room.
Yes, you are. But but how long would CBS continue to air these collegiate cheerleading championships?
Guessing no.
Well, maybe not necessarily in prime time. Maybe it's one of those things they air on weekends when they don't have NFL football, which is obviously the summer and spring. So, yeah, I mean, this is like just filler. I don't necessarily see this airing in prime time often after this.
Yeah.
You sort of lost the jiggle factor after about 80, 81. Yeah,
Yep, but,
the women's lib and stuff like that.
But we can't say that this thing has kept going on and on and on over the years. And in fact, the 2020 champions were the University of Central Florida.
Go UCF.
Yeah, I bet Blake Bortles was very proud of that.
But if you go through the last 30 years, I think you'll see 13 years where the champion was not the Kentucky Wildcats.
Yeah, the Kentucky Wildcats are like they're like the University of Alabama of cheerleading.
Well, in 2011, the University of Alabama was the University of Alabama of cheerleading. So.
Yes. That kind of that was the year Cam Newton won with Auburn, right?
Yeah.
So that kind of made up for it.
Yeah, early 2011 is when Cam Newton won with Auburn, yes. And he won the 2010 Heisman.
Mm-hmm. But, yeah, I'm looking at all of this. I'm looking at the entire list, and you could say there was a bit of a rivalry between on Tobacco Road with State and Carolina in the 80s and 90s.
And Memphis State was in this. They won the championship in 83 and 84.
Yep. It's just a long, storied history. It's a shame that we do not have a performance with Casey and the Sunshine Band and Terry DeSario.
But hey, we did get Magic Johnson bringing that Catherine Bach poster to life.
Yep. We're going to have any more of Catherine Bach? I don't know.
I wish.
Well, guys, get ready. You know what it's time for.
Oh, no. I know what this is. No.
I have a feeling we're bidding on a pom-pom, Greg.
It's time for the end of the show.
Oh.
Aha! I swerved you guys.
Oh, yes, you did swerve me.
Yeah, you swerved us, bro.
Yeah, you swerved us, bro.
Bro, they's gonna think that Mike's gonna do the eBay prices right, but no, he's gonna go straight into the plugs, bro.
No, man, bro, why you gotta do this to your pros like that, bro?
That's us imitating Vince Russo.
Yeah,
bro.
I was just doing a run-of-the-mill college.
Oh,
bro. Which isn't that far off, by the way.
Yeah.
But
well, I don't know if there's necessarily anything else to add, but if there's not, we're going to close this up.
Okay, We'll close it up. I don't know if CBS is listening or even entertaining doing this sort of thing, but back in 1980, cheerleading as a variety show. Yeah, it was a thing on TV.
Mm-hmm. Yes. It was definitely a thing on TV. Wow!
This is one of the best-selling posters in the country.
It's Kathy Bach starring in The Dukes of Hazzard, and just happens to be our next guest. Now, with a little magic, I think we can make this poster come alive.
Hello, I'm Magic, but I'm not that little.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the Los Angeles Lakers, Magic Johnson.
Well, you don't have to call me Johnson. You can call me Irvin. Or you can call me Magic. Or you can call me Irvin Magic. But you don't have to call me Johnson.
Well, I'll just call you Magic and see if you can bring this poster to life.
Well, hocus pocus, double dribble, slam dunk, Laker 5. Now you see Magic Johnson make this lady come alive.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
Place to Be Nations, JT Rosero and Chad Campbell here. We want to let you know that we have over 24 podcasts available on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, and PlaceToBeNation.com. We now offer them to you on 2 great feeds. For the Place to Be Nation Wrestling feed, we dive into topics running the gamut from today's WWE to the glory days of yesteryear and the ins and outs of the territory days. In addition to our full-length shows, we also deliver to you special pod blasts on topics old and new.
The Place to Be Nation Pop feed is a veritable treasure trove of great content, offering tremendous shows covering the land of movies, television, life, comics, and sports, brought to you by the most knowledgeable and insightful folks in the podcast world.
You can find all these great shows, plus archives of our past podcasts from over the past 8 years as well by subscribing to both feeds on iTunes. And while you're there, be sure to rate and leave feedback as well. All of these shows, plus others, available on PlaceToBeNation.com, where we cover pro wrestling, sports, movies, comics, plus in-depth search projects, and much more. Be sure to support our site by using www.PlaceToBeNation.com/Amazon when doing your online shopping. We want to thank our friends at Boneheads Wing Bar, ProWrestlingOnly.com, and HistoryOfWrestling.com as well. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Tumblr. PlaceToBeNation.com, the only place to be in your pop culture world.
Minisode 2, submission 1720. Mr. Microphone. Mr. Microphone was a product produced by Ronco in the late 1970s to early 1980s.
Hey, this Christmas party's getting a little too quiet. I think it's time we liven it up with my favorite Christmas gift, Mr. Microphone.
Hey, what's that?
Well, you set the dial on your FM radio and testing.
Hey, I'm on the radio.
Well, guys, the reason we are bringing this up as a mini-sode was because recently on the Omnibus podcast with Ken Jennings and John Roderick, they did an entire episode on Ron Popeil and Ronco. And what better way to honor Ron Popeil than to talk about one of his famous products, Mr. Microphone.
Oh, I would say most famous.
Yeah. Certainly.
Especially if you're of a certain age.
Oh, yeah. But, the commercial. We have to talk about this commercial.
I want to hear about the commercial.
You've seen the commercial, right, Chico?
I've seen the commercial.
Okay.
It was hard for me to do, but I saw it.
Okay, good. Yeah, because the commercial's up on the Museum of Classic Chicago Television on the Fuzzy Memories YouTube channel. But yeah, this commercial begins with like a couple of people bored at a Christmas party. And so one guy's like, I got a great idea to spice this Christmas party up with my favorite Christmas gift, Mr. Microphone. And the guy's like, oh, what's that? Oh, well, you just set your AM radio and testing. And he's speaking into the radio, and the other guy's like, oh, and then he grabs the microphone and he's like, oh, I'm on the radio. I'm a douchebag. I love it. Oh. And everyone's having a good old chuckle.
I had a Mr. Microphone back in the day, and that's exactly how we were. Hey, I'm on the radio. And if you got too close to the radio, you'd have that reverberation echo effect. Hey, I'm on the radio.
Yeah. And then we get to cut to a bunch of kids singing with Mr. Microphone at like a Christmas party or whatever. And then we cut to some random guy who's holding a microphone, and he's dancing with Mr. Microphone, and he looks like a complete idiot. In fact, I picture that like 40 years later, he's still on that same exact street corner, dancing like an idiot with that microphone. And then we get to the creepiest part of this commercial. We get to like this.
And that's going to be the ending of this episode, by the way.
Yeah. Chico, can you describe what you just saw?
I think I just saw the guy from Greatest American Hero be a complete and utter perv on the radio.
Wait, are you talking about William Catt?
Or somebody with his haircut?
Yeah, someone with William Catt's haircut.
At what timestamp?
At like the 32nd, at like the
28 seconds.
Yeah.
28 seconds in.
Okay. Now, well, I don't know if that's William Catt, but he definitely has the William Catt hair going on.
Yeah. Hey, good looking. I'll be back to pick you up later.
Oh, yeah.
That's not creepy at all. That's not creepy.
And he must have the volume cranked up to 11 on that, because you had to either yell into that Mr. Microphone or have the speakers turned up as high as possible for it to be that loud. Again, from experience.
Yeah. And then we get how you can broadcast in like with one microphone in mono, or you can broadcast in two radios in stereo. Like, who would do that?
People who are trying to cut a deal for a duet. I don't know.
All right. And then we have like professional entertainers use Mr. Microphone for rehearsing, and we have like a woman strumming her guitar with Mr. Microphone and a radio nearby. Which, yeah, okay. Yeah, someone would actually use that for, like, entertainment.
Yeah, that's realistic.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's a thing that people do.
Yeah. But then it's not in this version of the commercial I showed you, but there's another commercial which cuts to, like, a bunch of people, like, roller skating on a tennis rink. Maybe, like, Hugh Hefner let these people, like, borrow the tennis rink. From one of our, depending on where this episode airs, or previous or future entry coming up. But yeah, there's a bunch of people who are skating on the roller skates on the tennis court with the Mr. Microphone test going, I got one, I got one, I got one, I got one, I got a Mr. Microphone and I love it. And then we cut to like a bunch of people singing Deck the Halls with Mr. Microphone, and then we're told, oh, this is only $12.88, and you should buy two because they make really good Christmas gifts.
Because of course they do.
Yeah, and then we get a guy who tells us where you can find all these products of Mr. Microphone by Ronco, and funny enough, the only store that probably still exists is Walgreens.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because you got, like, what, your Woolworths, your Woolcos, I don't know what Osco is, and Montgomery Ward. That's the best part, Montgomery Ward.
Oh, God. There's an abandoned episode about Montgomery Ward. That's how ancient it is.
Well, we should add that Osco is still around. It's just under a different name. It's called Jewel Osco now.
Okay, good.
Oh, okay. So that's one commercial.
Yeah.
3 years later, there would be another commercial.
Oh yes, the second
yeah.
Mr. Microphone commercial.
Oh yeah, and it starts with a kid at a pool, a pair of brothers fighting over their microphone, a guy on a tennis chair.
That's actually the best use for Mr. Microphone for like at the tennis court, like announcing the score.
Mm-hmm.
Like 15.
And then, oh, by the way, future creepy guy. He's on the tricycle saying, "Hey, good looking. We'll be back to pick you up later."
Yeah, the freaking "Hey, good looking. We'll be back to pick you up later" guy.
Like this future douchebag from an '80s movie.
Yeah, his evil reach is extended. He has infected this little kid's mind on the tricycle.
No, but also before that, you had a baseball team saying, "Señor Microfono es numero uno."
Yeah, And then also before that, we went to this birthday party where this kid got what, a dozen different Mr. Microphones.
Yep.
Seriously, how many Mr. Microphones does this kid need?
It's like how many? So you're gonna ask one of these people, how many Mr. Microphones do you have? Not enough.
No.
Trade them in for some Atari games, you hippie.
Oh, speaking of hippies, the commercial ends with a shot of Santa and the missus opening up a Mr. Microphone, or a Mr. Microphone 2 with a radio attached and batteries included.
And that's only $2.07 more.
Yeah.
1995 versus 1788.
In 1981, you can't beat that kind of offer.
And guess what, guys? Now it's 3 years later. You can get Mr. Microphone at Service Merchandise.
Good, I can get it with that gift certificate I got from Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah.
Remember, those gift certificates do not include sales tax.
But guys, we're not done with Mr. Microphone. Yeah, it had its time in the late 70s, early 80s. But for some reason, Ron Popeil decided, you know what? We need to bring back Mr. Microphone. So yeah, it recently came back for some reason. And we're going to play the commercial here.
Now you can take your music anywhere and sing, rock, dance with the wireless Mr. Microphone. The portable 2-in-1 speaker and microphone. Just connect Mr. Microphone and smartphone through Bluetooth. Choose your favorite karaoke music apps and sing along to your favorite songs.
Hey, can I try it?
Whoa, this is so cool. I can change my voice to 5 different ones.
Not a good singer?
You take it in your hand, it's like you're in a band.
With the click of the Concert Echo FX button, your voice will sound like a real superstar.
This is the best karaoke. You hold it in your hand, it's like you're in a band.
You can even record and save your songs to your microphone, so you can play back and listen later. And here's a really cool feature. Connect to any FM radio and broadcast your voice through the car speakers. Mr. Microphone is so much fun for all ages, you might even find your dad creating his own garage band. Just stream music from your favorite app or YouTube, and you'll be singing for hours with a rechargeable battery lasting up to 10 hours. With a sound output of over 100 decibels, use it as a megaphone.
Guys, let's go! Dinner!
That's right, you get a microphone, Bluetooth speaker, 5 voice benders, a voice mixer, FM radio broadcaster, and a lot more built into one ultimate microphone. Now you can sing your favorite songs with your very own Mr. Microphone.
It's a modern Mr. Microphone. Yeah, you can get an Android or iOS app for it. You can change your different voices. You got your Concert Echo FXs. And the girl's like, this is a microphone. This is the best. You can hold it in your hand. She's singing so crappy. It's what?
Not only is it Bluetooth enabled, but you have Concert Echo effects now. So who cares if you can't sing?
Yeah. Who gives a crap?
It's built-in auto-tune.
Yeah. And not only that,
you can record it and play it back.
Yeah. And also your dad could use it in his garage band. Oh my God. Could you imagine my dad trying to use that for a garage band?
Is he going to sing about wanting to build a moat at the Masters?
Did I ever? All right, I'm going to tell you a story, okay, about my dad.
I've done it.
You're going to hear it. Okay. My dad, and I was going to save it for another episode, but I don't know if we're going to do that episode considering what's going on in the world. But, okay, here's the thing. My dad for football thinks everything from a touchdown to a field goal should be worth 1 point. And I said, Dad, You know, if they get within like the 30-yard line, they need to just score 1 point. They're just going to kick the ball all the time, right? He said, yeah, because everything should be 1 point. I'm like, Dad, that would kill everything about, because the whole thing, it's like, no, you got to get it over the goal, 1 point. I'm like, Dad, you don't get it. If you get to the 30-yard line, you're just going to kick the ball every time. There's no point. Everyone would just try to stop at like the 20.
Yeah.
Oh, Tom.
This is the man who wants to build a moat around City Field. And he wants to also, I think he also told me he wants to build like a tube slide at like in Milwaukee or something. I don't know. Yeah, my dad's insane. But yeah, back to Mr. Microphone. This new Mr. Microphone, it's got a 10-hour battery life. It's a rechargeable battery, and it's got 100 decibels of sound. And it's got a built-in amplified speaker. Okay, you got a microphone, like a Bluetooth speaker, a mixer, a 5-voice bender. You can connect it to your car. This new Mr. Microphone's got everything.
But how much would you pay for it? Or how much is it going for? I don't know.
Oh, it's probably either $19.95 or $24.95.
Well, guys,
that sort of fits the pricing scheme of Hopeel stuff.
Hey, guys.
Mm-hmm.
You wondered what the price was?
Yeah.
Guess what, guys?
Oh, God.
It's time for Read My Price is Right.
Oh, no.
I really walked into. I gotta stop walking into this sort of thing.
Yeah, you went knee deep in there, Chico.
Okay, so we have the description of the new Mr. Microphone. It's Mr. Microphone wireless Bluetooth-enabled karaoke mic as seen on TV. That's the description of the item. So this is a buy it now. So you're just going to best the buy it now price, dollars or cents. Mike, you're going to go first.
I'll just say it, $19.95.
Does it come with batteries?
I'm just telling you what it says in the description.
So I'm gonna assume it comes with batteries and say $24.95.
Those $5 batteries.
Those $5 batteries.
The buy it now price on the Mr. Microphone wireless Bluetooth enabled karaoke mic. $25.97.
The
batteries must be included then.
And the speaker. Do not forget. Why does everyone forget the speaker?
Hey, you can get a 2-year protection plan this from Square Trade for $3.99.
No, I'm good.
Yeah, but man,
I'm good.
But hey, Ron Popeil, God, you guys got to listen to that Omnibus episode about Ronco. Just a bit. And hey, Mike, you know the story about his dad and his mom.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. No spoilers. You got to listen to it. But Mr. Microphone, yeah, in the late 70s, early 80s, that product was a thing on TV. No, dude. That Mr. Microphone, not impressive at all. You will not be back to pick us up later, because it's not impressive at all. But you know what else is impressive? Everything that has gone on the Place to Be Nation pop feed over the last week. We've had several great shows come up on the feed lately. In the 13th episode of The Year in Pop, Andy and Scott discussed all the goings-on in the news, sports, TV, music, and movie worlds in 1984. They talked about the Karate Champ arcade game, the Apple Macintosh commercial, the Detroit Tigers' incredible wire-to-wire season, the end of the Islanders dynasty, Who's the Boss, Transformers, Beverly Hills Cop, Ghostbusters, and so much more. A great episode of The Year in Pop as always. You have to listen to it. And in the latest episode of Diamond Conversations welcomed former St. Louis Cardinals relief pitcher and U.S. Navy Lieutenant Mitch Harris. Mitch's story is one for the ages as he discusses his baseball journey being put on hold as he served our country as a member of the U.S. Navy. 3 deployments under his belt and a dream to make it to the majors didn't stop the fire inside Harris, who would eventually make his major league debut for the St. Louis Cardinals in 2015. And be sure to check out the P2BN wrestling feed, which includes a dive into topics running the gamut from today's WWE through yesteryear. The feed includes the Place to Be podcast, main event, Jenny and the Gems, Friday Pressure Luck, P2B NXT, the NWA Saturday Special, NWA Crack and Roll, Highway to the Impact Zone, and so much more. Subscribe today. And while you're at it, subscribe to Jennifer Smith's The Jenny Position feed as well. It is the home of Geek and Sassy, Talkin' Pop, Freak Out Drivin', The Journey Through Infinity, Telling Stories, the Brother Sister Rewatch podcast, Bianca's First Time, and more. And also check out the North-South Connection. That's brought to you by JT Rozzero, Chad Campbell, and Aaron George. It's the home for Wrestling Warzone, No Holds Barred, The Extreme Three-Way Dance, The Ruthlessly Aggressive Podcast, Carolina Dreaming, Jeff Learns Wrestling, and more. And on the social media pages, the greatest song from a movie tournament is going on, and we are moving our way into the second round. You can keep tabs on the tournament Facebook page for details, for more information, and the daily matchups. And, of course, we got the 2020 Stretch Project that's determining the greatest WCW match ever. You have all year to do research for matches and build your list. Conversation rules can be found at www.facebook.com/GWCW matches or on the Pro Wrestling Only message board. And be sure not to forget to check out PlaceToBeNation.com each and every day. We have new voices and fresh takes that are bringing you articles on topics in the worlds of wrestling, sports, and pop culture. That includes Trent SmackDown on Fox Report, This Week in the WWE by John Crow, Steve Riddle's Wonderful World of Disney Reviews, Paulie's Perspective, Matt's live-action Disney movie reviews, and Ben's unpopular opinion. And if you're doing online shopping over at Amazon.com, be sure to click on the Amazon banner on the right side of the Place to Be Nation homepage, or use www.placetobenation.com/Amazon. It'll take you right to Amazon, and it'll help P2BN at no cost to you. Okay, so we have talked about the jiggle factor in the 1980 Collegiate Cheerleading Championships. Well, we're going to talk more about the jiggle factor in our third and final topic of the day. This final topic has it all. You got your roller skating, you have disco, you have dancing, and most of all, you have Playboy. It's Playboy's Roller Disco Dance Party from 1979, starring the host of Family Feud, Richard Dawson. So let's go to that right now.
Episode 86, submission 1643, Playboy's Roller Disco and Pajama Party. Playboy's Roller Disco and Pajama Party aired on ABC on November 26th, 1979.
Hugh Hefner invites you to Playboy's Roller Disco and Pajama Party with your host, Richard Dawson, and guest stars, the Village People, Chuck Mangione and the Chuck Mangione Quartet, Wayland and Madam, and special surprise celebrities. Plus, a preview of Playboy's Playmates of the 80s.
Well, guys, I got a great idea. I like roller skating. I also like pajama parties. But you know what But you know what else would be great?
Wait! You didn't say that you like Playboy too.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah,
it's a fabric of who we are as Americans.
Yeah, you know,
sad as that may sound,
yeah.
It's true.
Yeah, but you know what people loved in the 1970s?
An excuse to make the 3 into an hour-long special during sweeps?
Yes, but you know what else they added to it? They felt, hey, Americans love Playboy.
Uh-huh.
They love roller skating. They
Oh,
love
yeah.
pajama parties.
Oh, but yes.
But you know what this special needs, guys? We need disco. How about we have a roller disco pajama party at the Playboy Mansion? And someone at ABC was like, that's a good idea. Let's make that an hour-long special.
Not only that, let's get our biggest Playboy in the network to host it.
Yeah. Dick Dawson himself.
My man.
Yeah. Because obviously, 1979, Richard Dawson is on top of the world right now. Family Feud would have been on ABC for, 3 years at this point?
Yeah, roughly.
Yeah.
So,
Give or take.
Yeah, so obviously you also had the nighttime version of Family Feud going on at that time. So not only was Richard Dawson the king of daytime television, he was also the king in syndication.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he owned television in 1979, it seemed. But also, we should add, this is on ABC. Who was known for their jiggle factor? Think about it. They had shows like Charlie's Angels.
Three's Company.
You had a little bit of the jiggle factor in Too Close for Comfort.
A little bit.
Well, not as much as, say, Three's Company and
Oh, by the way, Too Close for Comfort would be a year out, though.
No, it would have been early 80, and this was late 79, so it would have been about a month and a half later.
Okay. So you get what we're trying to...
And It's a Living would be a year away.
Yeah, It's a Living would be about a year away. So, yeah, this is the perfect place for this type of show. Right at ABC, where you've got a bunch of boobs running around, and that's not even including the long-departed Fred Silverman.
Mm-hmm. He's still busy operating.
He's going to screw up NBC right now.
He's probably still busy operating the Super Train as we speak.
You're not that far off. Well, actually, no, it would have derailed by now. I'm sorry.
No, he was playing with the model of the Super Train in his office.
Yeah, that's probably why it ended up in that barn.
But more about that on the Super Train episode back like 80 episodes ago.
Back
75 episodes ago.
Episode 14.
There you go. So 72 episodes ago.
Yeah.
This was just like, well, it's Playboy. I think we know what we're going to get into with Playboy. We're going to have a lot of cleavage and a lot of skin.
Mm-hmm.
And
we're going to have a lot of boobs. And there are models too.
Yeah, we'll have boobs like Waylon Flowers and Madam and Richard Dawson, but yeah, there'll be mammary glands too.
Yep.
Plenty.
Yes, and as you heard in the open, this was star-studded.
Yep.
I mean, we mentioned Waylon Flowers and Madam. Obviously, Hugh Hefner was there. You also had Chuck Mangione.
Yeah.
Yeah, before he got popular off of King of the Hill. Well, he was already pretty popular, but I mean, this sort of like reeks of like as 70s as you can get. Mm-hmm. You have Chuck Mangione, you have Richard Dawson, you have Waylon Flowers and Madam, and then about 2.5 minutes into the show, you see Hugh Hefner poolside or grotto side with some of his models playing backgammon.
Oh, yeah, baby.
That one's for you, Ben Ingram, if you happen to be watching this. Well, if it's not cribbage, it's backgammon with Ben.
Yeah.
If it's neither of those, it's bridge.
Ben likes the finer things in life.
Ben is a classy individual, yes.
Yeah.
And Richard Dawson, I mean, he looks like, for lack of a better word, the ultimate playboy. He looks like Hefner's wingman throughout this entire thing.
Oh, yes.
Just about, yeah.
And please also remember, this is a good 1.5, 2 years before Dawson got married.
Yeah, because he met his wife on Family Feud.
Yeah, they got married in 81.
Yep. It's like her family won the money and Richard Dawson won her.
And she won his money.
If you know what we mean.
Yeah, not wrong.
So, a roller disco,
roller disco pajama party.
A roller disco. So I'm still trying to figure this out here. A roller disco pajama party with Richard Dawson at the Playboy Mansion.
Yeah, that's exactly how it sounds.
Well, that's the show. Good night, everybody. No. But yeah, this being a variety special in the 70s, we have to have variety acts, don't we?
Oh, yes.
Well, I mean, if you look at just who's on this, it just reeks of 70s, of late 70s pop culture. We mentioned, Chuck Mangione. We mentioned Waylon Flowers and Madam. We mentioned Richard Dawson. We know about Hugh Hefner. The Village People were on this. And it doesn't get much more late 70s than the Village People, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah, well, going back to what we were talking about in the last episode about the cheerleading championships in 1980, where there was still a disco effect, even though disco would be dead probably within about 3 months.
Yeah.
And then you have, now, again, this is like peak 70s here. James Caan.
Yeah.
Yeah, James Caan, you remember he was in the Godfather movies, yeah. You had Robert Culp, who would have been on I Spy, albeit I Spy was well over a decade earlier. But since we have to talk about Robert Culp, who was on I Spy, I think we have to talk about his other half.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Bill Cosby, who was also on I Spy, was on this. But enough about him because he's a despicable human being.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, but on a lighter note, you know who they had at the roller disco pajama party?
Who did they have at the roller disco pajama party?
They had the San Diego Chicken at the roller disco pajama party.
Yes,
There's
they
another
did.
artifact of the 70s.
Oh, yes, they did. Ted Giannoulis, the San Diego Chicken.
Oh, yeah. Of course, this would be another 2 or 3 years before the Baseball Bunch.
No, Baseball Bunch was 80, so this would have been right before the Baseball Bunch.
So 1 year. Okay, I didn't know Baseball Bunch was started in 80. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but oh man, eventually we will get to the Baseball Bunch. That's a show that MLB Network needs to air or revive one day.
Oh yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Well, the problem is they couldn't. Well, they could get the San Diego Chicken, but the chicken is so dated, and you've got better mascots nowadays.
You could have the Philly Fanatic, and you could have Gritty as a guest star.
I was trying to avoid Gritty just because it's the wrong sport, but you have so many mascots.
It's never the wrong sport for Gritty.
Hey, NHL Network is owned by MLB Network. They could do a crossover with Gritty.
Yes, they could. No, I was thinking of other mascots. I mean, you mentioned the Philly Fanatic, and you've got Orbit, who I know Greg absolutely loves.
Yeah, Orbit of the Houston Astros.
Mm-hmm.
And, of course, you've got Slider for the Indians, who's
Hugo
been
the
around
Hornet.
for 30 years.
Don't forget Hugo the Hornet.
Oh, that's NBA, but yeah, that could. Yeah, you could have him in a basketball contest or something.
Oh, we could go all sorts of cross.
Mr. Met. How can you forget about Mr.
How can
Met?
you forget Mr. Met and Mrs. Met? Exactly.
Mrs. Met. You could have the whole Met family.
Yeah, you're right about that. You've got the parrot for the Pirates. Oh, I mean, the possibilities go on and on.
Yep.
You could sort of cross species here, cross sports. You could have the gorilla from the Suns. You could have the bear that was the Jazz mascot. You could have Greg's favorite, Sir Cece.
Yeah, you could have Moondog too.
You could have Moondog too.
You could do a wrestling mascot match, and you could have Sir Cece and Moondog as a tag team.
And also, in case you've never noticed, folks, Sir Cece does look like Jay Leno circa 1983.
Fuck you, Mike.
Oh boy.
Don't you ever compare him to that jack-off.
Oh, now I need to contemplate whether I'm going to keep that in the show or not.
Oh boy,
that'll be in the outtakes.
We should also add besides. We should also add besides.
Hold on, that'll be the outtakes episode.
I'm having my Winds of Whoopi moment.
Oh jeez.
Okay, we should also add besides the San Diego Chicken, one other name, and he was still big in the '70s, in the late '70s. Not for his primary reason, but for his secondary purposes. Jim Brown.
Yeah.
Jim Brown?
Remember Jim Brown back in the 60s and 70s after he retired from football? He was in movies like The Dirty Dozen, Ice Station Zebra, The Running Man. Yeah, remember his Fireball in The Running Man.
Yeah, who was in The Running Man?
Yeah.
Jesse Ventura. No, Jim Brown.
The host of this special, guys.
Yeah, Richard Dawson. Come on. Another thing that Jim Brown was in, which all three of us just discovered tonight, and is definitely going to be a future episode, is the 2-hour third season premiere of Chips, which was about a roller disco. And yes, Jim Brown was in that too. He couldn't get enough roller discos in 1979.
Jim Brown really likes to roller disco, doesn't he?
I think he was there more for the ladies than anything else. He was still a player back in 1979. He may have been married, though, but the chicks dig Jim Brown 15 years after retiring.
And, of course, it would be, another 17 years before Jim Brown and Mars Attacks?
Yep.
One of the great underrated Tim Burton movies, Mars Attacks.
I love Mars Attacks.
Yeah, it had Natalie Portman in it. Of course, you can't go wrong with that.
It's like, of course you love Mars Attacks. It has Natalie Portman in it.
Yeah. Take that, Scott.
So, yeah, this was just like gratuitous TNA. They showed footage from Hef's birthday party, which was Olympic-themed. And that's where the San Diego Chicken came into play, even though he's really not much of an Olympic mascot per se. But they showed the Playmates doing all sorts of events on the medal stand, showing off their medals. And Richard Dawson offering corny commentary. Oh, well, look at her. She won the gold medal, and she's going to go get it bronze.
Richard.
This isn't the A+ material that he used on Match Game and on Family Feud. No, this is the leftovers that gets him by on specials like this.
This is like the oil drilling on Jack Ord's hair joke that he used in the Family Feud pilot.
Oh my God! You're not wrong. But then they brought out a whole bunch of cheerleaders, and also they had a marching band there, a collegiate marching band.
Oh, how wonderful!
Yeah, there's no marching bands in the Olympics, though.
Only during the opening, and they got to perform to something, right?
Yeah, you have marching bands in the opening ceremonies.
Well, you know what?
Do they?
Only if the closing ceremonies had up with people involved. I don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna say I thought everything at the opening ceremonies of the Olympics that was pre-recorded, and they just brought them in order of alphabetical order based on the language of the home country.
Yeah, but they have
Greece first. But I don't remember them ever having marching bands. I thought
they
was
probably
pre-recorded.
do. Yeah, they have all sorts of festivities at the opening ceremonies.
Oh yeah,
fair enough. But then Richard shows us the new addition to Hef's compound. I mean, it's more than a mansion. I mean, the mansion is maybe just the house itself. Just the what's new on the Playboy properties? Well, it's 1979, and gosh darn it, the second word in this special is roller. He built a roller rink.
What?
Well, you're Hugh Hefner. You can afford to build a roller rink.
Well, yeah, that's on par with an eccentric billionaire in Japan building a kitchen in his castle.
So yeah, they show all sorts of Playmates roller skating around the roller rink, but also they end up on his tennis court. It looks like a tennis court. I don't see any nets though, so maybe it's It's laid out like a tennis court in case the roller skating fad dies. I don't know.
Because why not?
Mm-hmm.
And then we have Richard Dawson talking with Hef for a little while. But then we get to, it is tennis. It looks like it. Well, they're playing tennis. This may be on the same court. I mean, maybe they put the nets in. But one of the people who's playing tennis, again, it doesn't age well because it's Bill Cosby.
Well, all we can say is Bill Cosby played a tennis coach on I Spy.
Well, yes, he did. That's actually a very good point.
Yeah.
And then it's
That's
back to
all
more.
we can say and all that we really want to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it's back to more roller skating. And they're skating on the tennis court. They must have removed the net for the tennis court when they were roller skating, because they're back on the tennis court now, roller skating. And, of course, it's just a bunch of females in minimal apparel, lots of bikinis, lots of swimsuits, lots of leotards, and they're just, well, they're skating.
Yeah.
And please remember as you watch this, all these people are at least your mom's age.
Yep.
Yeah.
If not your grandmother's age. They're at least in their 60s now. Boy, I hope you guys can sleep well at night knowing that.
Yeah.
You're looking at these women saying, oh my gosh, they're so amazingly beautiful. Well, guess what? They're all friggin' retired now.
Yeah. Oh, and now they're in the disco inside the mansion. And apparently Richard didn't get the memo that it's a pajama party because he's in a tux.
Maybe he sleeps in a tux for all we know.
Yeah, maybe he could. Maybe he does.
Well, remember, he was the king of television in '79. He can afford to sleep in a tux.
And
it's Richard Dawson, for Christ's sakes.
If anyone can get away with wearing a tux at a pajama party in 1979, it's Richard Dawson.
Or he could just be, giving style points to a future Barney Stinson. Like, remember, Barney Stinson has a pajama suit.
And remember, Barney Stinson does think his dad's Bob Barker, so I guess maybe Richard Dawson, he thinks is his uncle.
Oh, also, we should add the length of time they showed roller skating between the end of the tennis match and the start of the nighttime disco was almost 8 minutes in length.
That was a lot of skating.
That was a lot of gratuitous TNA action.
Yeah. Yep.
So, yeah, you had to get through about 8 minutes of roller skating. Not that may have been terribly difficult, but just, again, remember these women are at least your mom's age, if not your grandmom's age.
Oh, boy.
Oh, some of them are definitely, close to my mom's age.
Yeah. But, yeah, at the pajama party, yeah, you've got Richard Dawson wearing the tux, and there's Hef wearing his red silk pajamas.
As one does at the Playboy.
As one does in a Hefner pajama party. Exactly.
And, of course, apparently Madam also didn't get the memo because she's in a faux fur stole.
Yeah.
Oh, and just a little comedy thing. There's 3 people who don't know who Richard Dawson is. One of them comes up to him, thinks he's a waiter. Oh, hey, could you refill my wine glass?
It's a Sibley Beaujolais, yeah.
Okay, you obviously were not watching ABC Daytime in 1979.
Yeah.
And then, oh my gosh, one of Waylon Flowers' puppets, not Madam, flirting with the leather man from the Village People.
Oh no! I know which one you're talking about. And I'm almost afraid. I'm
Oh.
almost afraid. I have to cut this off right now.
Hold up.
We cannot talk about this right now.
Yeah, but the big takeaway from that is, hey, Waylon Flowers' puppet. He's not into you. He's interested in your brother. I'm not wrong, though. Now, wait a second. And then there's Madam again. Now she's got a silver wig on. I've never seen her wear a silver wig. Is that her pajama party outfit?
I'm guessing it is.
Or is she trying to impersonate Brett Summers there?
Yes.
Yeah, probably because Richard's there.
Yeah, it depends on what type of terms he left with on Match Game 78. Because she was still towing the company line, still on the show at that point.
Yeah.
But then, now we get to the meat and potatoes of the pajama party. It's time for the village people.
Yeah!
And I see, and you know what? The traffic cop is on the stage doing what traffic cops do.
Yeah.
If you've ever seen the village people perform to this day, right?
Yeah.
He's down there doing what traffic cops do.
Hey,
gosh, I hope that's a nightstick. And they're actually singing a song. They're not singing one of the popular songs. They're not singing YMCA or In the Navy. This is a song I've never actually heard of.
It is a song called Rock and Roll is Back Again. Remember, this is 4 months after Disco Demolition Night.
Yeah, and also we should add that even though this aired November of 79, it looks like this was recorded late October of 78 from the research we did. So were they sitting on it for an entire year, or maybe the article that we are citing had the wrong date?
Maybe.
Who knows? As we mentioned on the previous episode about the 1980 college cheerleading championship, disco was a dying breed in late 79, early 1980.
Apparently rock and roll was back again, and disco was dead. Next up, Richard Dawson is at a table with the 1980 Playmates.
Yeah.
And if anybody has a list of said Playmates.
One of the names of the Playmates during this segment was Playmate of the Month in August of 79, which actually makes me think that the record date wasn't late 78 like we saw, late October 78. It was probably late October 79. And she was actually the Playmate of the Year in 1980, is somebody by the name of Dorothy Stratton. And if that name rings a bell, well, she happened to be murdered in August of 1980. So we're talking literally like about 9 months after this was recorded. And she was all of 20 years old at the time.
Yeah, it was very tragic. Yeah.
Yeah.
But she was, if I'm not mistaken, she was, I believe, dating at the time the noted director Peter Bogdanovich.
I think you may be right about that.
Mm-hmm. And then there's a photo shoot. Several photo shoots, actually.
Yep.
And of course, they have to be tastefully edited for television.
Yes. Can't show a nip.
No.
Yeah, we see a lot of footage of them walking on the beach, wearing their bathing suits, and we see the photographers getting all prepared. And yeah, we see some very, let's say reasonably tasteful images, stuff that we can show on primetime on network television.
Yeah,
I've never seen a Ferrari do that before.
No. I'm assuming this would have aired at, 10 o'clock?
Oh, this had to be at 10 o'clock.
Obviously.
Actually, if I remember correctly, I believe the original advertisement that we saw, it said 8 o'clock.
Oh.
Well, now again, is it 8 o'clock Mountain or is it 8 o'clock Eastern? Because what city did you say you saw this ad in?
It's at the Super 70 Sports Twitter.
But did you? I thought you identified what TV station it was on.
Oh! It was on the TV station. It was on the archive.org link. Let me look.
Yeah. Anyway, while he's looking,
hold up.
Okay, it's 9 p.m. That may be 9. That may be 9 Central.
Okay, it's WXYZ TV in Detroit,
and it aired at 9 o'clock.
So that would be what?
Well, the bumper has like 11 o'clock action news update, so I'm going to guess it's 10 o'clock.
Okay.
Okay. And yeah, WXYZ in Detroit, that would be Eastern time zone.
Meanwhile, it turned into a big dance party with the Leatherman grinding on a lovely lady and a Mickey Mouse pair of twins.
But hold up, guys. Did you notice the music that was being played in the background?
What is the music playing in the background?
Oh, I showed this to Mike.
Oh, no. Chico, you should have instantaneous regrets. No.
That's right, people.
Oh, boy.
That's right,
Future
people.
installment.
Making It. Yep.
By David Naughton.
The theme song to Making It starring David Naughton.
Because ABC in 1979.
Well, this was November of 79, so Making It would have long since been canceled.
That song will live forever.
Yes. But guys, I got a question. Do you think at the roller disco pajama party they were watching footage of the poker game from Super Train at the roller disco pajama party? Hey guys, Rebecca Balding's in the poker game. She was on Making It.
I can't argue his logic.
No, he's not wrong there, yeah. Well, remember that Making It did hit the Billboard 100 around the time the TV show debuted in March of 79, and it did peak at number 5 in July of 1979.
Okay.
So that actually also confirms that the article we saw that said it was recorded late October of 78 was factually incorrect because Making It hadn't been released at the time.
Or was a typo.
Yeah, probably.
Well, it was a mistake or a typo, yeah. But yeah, it was definitely done like Halloween of 79.
So there you go.
And I wonder if it was a Halloween thing because everybody was dressed up for or dressed down.
And the Leatherman is talking to not Madam again.
That's about as close to a woman as he'll get that night.
We're just going to call that puppet not Madam.
Yeah.
The anti-Madam, yeah, that's...
The anti-Madam.
That would be an appropriate term, I think, to use. Yeah. Because... and also, the anti-Madam is talking to Jim Brown. Okay, there we go. I'm done. I'm just going to...
Hold up.
Hands up, I'm done.
And she's talking to the one clever guy from the Village People.
Oh, boy. Well,
also, I'm going to just say, if you saw how she was downing that drink, yeah, and don't tell me there's no sexual implication with what she's doing with her mouth.
Oh, yeah, I know what she's doing.
There's nothing sexual about that. Nothing sexual at all. I don't know what you're talking about.
Exactly.
Well, we got another Village People number.
Mm-hmm. Who are they doing? Are they doing a well-known song this time?
No, they're not doing Macho Man or In the Navy or YMCA. It's another. It's another one of those songs that was the 8th or 9th single on an album or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
While the Village People song is going on, Madam and the, as we call her, anti-Madam, they actually met each other.
Oh, no.
Yes, Madam was wearing her silver wig we talked about earlier, and she was drinking, looks like some mixed beverage. I gather it was some sort of scotch based on what the anti-Madam said. And she, the anti-Madam basically like sticks her head in the drink, saying, "Oh, you're as old as the drink that you're drinking." And clearly Waylon Flowers was doing the anti-Madam because Madam didn't say anything here, so there's clearly a second puppeteer working Madam. And for a brief moment at the end, you could see Waylon Flowers' arm extending as the anti-Madam slams Madam into the drink.
Oh, boy.
This is not unlike whenever you see Triumph the Insult Comedy Dog, and you can partially see Robert Smiley.
By the way,
but the thing is that, but the thing is that's funny, number one, and also I think if you see Robert Smigel's arm, that almost like adds to the humor. And I don't think I've ever seen, Waylon Flowers' hand appear in any of these segments.
By the way, the song, "Ready for the '80s."
Oh yeah, they were ready for the '80s, all right.
Yeah, they weren't ready for the '80s. That's the joke.
Thank you, McBain.
I think that's what they end the show on. Actually, is the Village People number "Ready for the '80s."
Yeah, but
And here's how good "Ready for the '80s" was, and we could actually realistically do like an eBay prices right here, but we'll do it more like we're gonna do Card Sharks instead.
Okay.
Okay. I have, according to Wikipedia, the information about Ready for the '80s. It hit the Billboard 100. I want you to, let's see who's closer. Where on the Billboard 100 did Ready for the '80s get up to? What was its peak position? And I'll start with Chico.
Oh, God. Ready for the '80s. I don't think Village People was ready for the '80s. So for them to sing Ready for the '80s is a little kind of sort of, what was the word I'm looking for? Anachronistic.
Okay.
So I'm going to go, and I'm going to say, and this is the Billboard Hot 100, right?
Yes, this did hit the Hot 100.
Okay, and this is the peak position, right?
Peak position.
Okay, so I'm going to go 36.
36. Okay, Greg.
I'm going to go with 100.
It's just who's closest. It's not necessarily who's closest without going over, but okay, so 36 and 100. 100, dang.
Yeah, there had to be a reason you brought this up, so I figured 100.
Well, the reason I brought it up is because I actually see information about this, unlike the other song we mentioned earlier, and it actually only reached 52.
Oh.
It reached only number 52 on the Hot 100. Apparently they weren't ready for the 80s.
Nope.
No.
Yeah, and the only place that it hit the charts was in the United States.
Ooh.
Not in Australia, Belgium, Canada, Germany, Ireland, the Netherlands, New Zealand, Norway, Sweden, UK. Nope. Just here, just up to 52. So definitely not its most memorable song. And this is sort of telling.
Right.
Ready for the '80s was the last song to hit the Hot 100 in the United States by the Village People.
Wow.
So, yeah, they may have been singing about being ready for the 80s, but clearly they weren't.
No.
Well, Can't Stop the Music did peak at number 1 in Australia. But, yeah, that was the last Hot 100 hit for the Village People.
Hey, those Australians, they were like, this Steve Guttenberg guy, he's got something.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say Crikey.
Crikey.
So we get to the ending. We got Chuck. He's on his trumpet.
No, it's a flugelhorn. Get it right.
Oh, same thing. Trumpet, flugelhorn, whatever. In 18 years, he's going to be on King of the Hill, so.
Yeah, this is true. Anywho, so Richard and Dorothy are chatting it up, getting ready to wind down the night. Roll credits.
And speaking of the credits, a couple of names I recognize. And our friends who enjoy old game shows, especially from the 70s, will notice who the director is. Tom Turbovich.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Who was on Few. I believe he had the same position on Few, previous installment Few.
Okay.
But also, one of the writers, this might be a little bit of a stretch, but if you're a fan of Match Game back in the early 70s, talking like 73, 74, 75, one of the people who showed up occasionally was Ann Elder. Ann Elder was a writer for this special.
That explains some of Richard Dawson's nice little quips there.
Yeah.
Yeah, realistically, you're not wrong.
Yep.
But yeah, Tom Turbovich was director on many things. Few, the dinosaurs. Oh my God, who didn't love dinosaurs?
Not the mama.
Not the mama, exactly.
By the way, the disturbing finale of Dinosaurs, that's going to be on the list.
Should we include it on the list?
Actually, no, that's not going to be on the list.
Good.
That's a little
it's a little depressing.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
See, Tom Turbovich has been around for ages. I mean, going back to 1975 and still active as of 2010.
Wow.
So I mean, that's a good.
It's a good
35
career.
years.
That's a good career.
That's a nice career. And he also did future installment Muppets Tonight.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I love Muppets Tonight.
I like Muppets Tonight. It's okay.
I liked it.
It's way better than the Muppets series ABC did like 5 or 6 years ago.
And it's better than Muppets Now.
Yeah, I've not heard good things about Muppets Now.
Well, that's the Playboy Roller Disco and Pajama Party.
Mm-hmm.
Man, what can we say about this?
I know what I can say about this.
Go for it.
It's time for eBay Price is Right!
Oh, no!
Fuck.
I have in my hand here a picture from Movie Materials Store of Richard Dawson and Hugh Hefner. This is a publicity still at the table where I guess they're speaking to another playmate. And it's not marked in any way, and there's no sort of autograph by it. But it's a 7x9 publicity still, original, mint condition. Mike, you are tallest, so you go first.
I wish I was shorter. Okay, since that's like peak 70s, I'm gonna say that would be $21.95.
Okay, Greg.
$22.
Yeah, of course you would.
And oh, look, you both overbid.
Oh, thank you. Hallelujah.
Okay, lowest bid is $21.99. Mike,
95.
$95. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's drop it $2. $19.95.
Okay, Greg.
$1, Bob.
Call me Bob again. Anyway, the actual buy it now price for this Richard Dawson, Hugh Hefner Playboy roller disco original photo, for the want of a nickel, Mike, $20.
Wow. Well, now I think we can officially close up. Do you have anything that you actually want to say about this?
Well,
Go
it
ahead.
had disco, it had roller skating, it had pajama parties, it had the Village People, you had Waylon and Madam, you had Richard Dawson, you had Hugh. But you know what they all had in common, guys? One night on ABC in November of 1979, all of those, they were just things on TV.
Oh, but yes.
Well, before we all go take a nice cold shower, let's just remind you, we have a website, and we have over 85 episodes there. itwasathingontv.com. And we're all over the socials at It Was a Thing on TV. You can find us on Facebook and on Twitter and on Instagram and on Tumblr. And there's the Discord. Oh, my. This was a very funkadelic last two episodes between the 1980 Collegiate Cheerleading Championships and the Playboy Roller Disco and Pajama Party. And we're going to stay in the late 70s next week.
We are?
Oh?
What do we got next week?
Yes, we are going to. You said, what do we have next week?
I'd like to know what we have next week.
Oh, yeah. Next week, boy, we're going to cover a lot. There's not a whole lot to say about it because really the shows we're going to cover, at least on the first episode, are essentially kind of sort of one and the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like one and doneers.
Uh-huh.
More or less. And the second episode is probably one of the most popular spin-offs of all time that failed.
Oh, yes.
Right.
Definitely the most popular spin-off that failed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And we say popular loosely.
Well, yes and no. But still, it was a very popular spin-off, and still it didn't last long. And no, we're not talking about the Ropers.
Oh.
I wish we were talking about the Ropers.
Oh, we need to talk about the Ropers. Seriously.
Sometime next year, we got to talk about the Ropers.
We definitely need to talk about the Ropers sometime next year.
We'll put it on the schedule, yes. But for now, don't forget, please, rate and review, like and subscribe, share, because sharing is caring. And also, in addition, don't forget, we're counting down to 100 episodes now. We are
14.
We are, yeah, I was just getting a gulp, and I'm sorry.
We're Gil Hodges away from 100.
We're 14 episodes away from 100, and we're going to have some big stuff coming, and that's going to be, that's going to be about late in the first week of October, so that's only realistically about a month and a half away at this point.
Yeah.
So, yeah, not going to tell you what's going on there, but we do have a special 100th episode planned. We have some stuff coming, some big stuff coming. And I know Greg's working on something, too, related to the past 100 episodes. So, yeah, that'll be a nice culmination, a nice event, celebrating just about a one-year anniversary at that point, because we would have started in October of 2019. So we're getting to the century mark. We could be syndicated then.
Woohoo!
Yay! Oh, we are syndicated because this is a podcast. So no, never mind.
Oh.
But until next week, as always, we thank you for listening. I thank Chico and I thank Greg for their participation and assistance as always. And I'm Mike, and we will talk to you next week with 2 fresh installments of It Was a Thing on TV.
Wow!
On your marks. Get set.
Killian, I'll be back.
Only in a rerun.
Go!